This is not going to be a funny video like usual because this has just been bothering me, honestly. I never thought I'd see the YouTube community in the world fall to so much shit so fast over one simple thing. And honestly, I don't blame people for it because it was pretty repulsive. If you guys hadn't heard, PewDiePie used the full-on N-word on a stream as an insult towards somebody that he shot and killed in a video game. And originally I was, pretty shocked about that, and it hit me pretty hard because I never thought PewDiePie would go that far. He said the GGA version of it, which, I don't know, isn't that outrageous? Because African Americans all over the world use that as friends, so why can't white people use it as friend too? I feel like that's kind of justified. Because I didn't get the rage when he bleeped it out or when he said the GA version, but now I understand where people are coming from. And before people start calling me an SJW, you have to realize that if a word slips out of your mouth that easily, and it takes you about 10 seconds to even realize you've said it, it most likely means you use it pretty regularly. Like, I remember specifically in 5th grade, when I was talking to a teacher, the F word just slipped right out of my mouth. My mom was just so embarrassed by me. We were interviewing the teacher, because, the teacher was talking to us and stuff, but I said it so much back then, it slipped out, and I barely even realized it till like 5 or 10 seconds later, and then I'm like, oh my god, I said that in front of my 5th grade teacher. Shit. And bad words still slip out of my mouth to this day, because I say them so much. But what I don't get about people defending PewDiePie is that they're trying to trample H3H3 for something. Thanks for dying on me, camera. Gotta appreciate it. I don't know where I was originally at, but let me start where I remember I was at, and I'm really sorry about that, guys. Don't judge, my camera just died on me. But people are just trying to blame it on H3H3, and he did take it way too far, don't get me wrong. He took it way too far, and he definitely said it a lot. Even if it was in complete sarcasm, he did say that it's never okay to use the word, and that's where I do really understand the people arguing against him. And to some extent, they really have a great point. But at the same time, they're defending PewDiePie, who obviously used it as an insult. And like I described before, you have to use that word a lot for it to just slip out and not even notice it until like 10 seconds later. People are saying he noticed it and apologized immediately. He doesn't apologize in the stream. He apologizes a little bit more than a day after, I believe, in a separate video. I'm not sure if the video is monetized or not because I use ad block on his channel now personally, but yeah. And I know people are just going to be calling me Special Snowflake all over the place now, and you know what? That's fine. You do you. To be honest, when he said the GGA word, I can understand that. I mean, it wasn't the greatest thing ever, but I mean, I guess I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say he had 2 chances. See, the first time he completely fucked over monetization on YouTube. Wasn't 100% his fault because the media took it a bit out of context, or a lot out of context for that matter, which is one of the only times I agree that the media was 100% corrupt. Yeah, he pretty much fucked that over, or helped fuck it over at least, and now he hasn't learned a single fucking thing from that. I was, like, proud of him. He apologized for it, and I'm like, you know what, good on you. You're not a bad guy, I knew that from the start. You just made an edgy joke, that's all. I was a bit angry, but I'll honestly just not stay angry. I won't boycott you. I kind of boycotted him for a good couple weeks there after he did that just because it was too edgy for me. And I thought all their content would, be edgy as well. And I do YouTube to escape real life and racism, sexism, homophobia, all that bullshit. And then I get it shoved in my face by all the big YouTubers in the comment sections on their videos. It's disappointing because, do you guys remember 2 years ago when nobody used racial slurs? There was almost no segregation, or at least from my experiences. I had no thoughts about, oh shit, do I have to watch my mouth around this person because they're this color, or oh my god, I'm around a white person, are they gonna be racist, and what am I gonna do if they're gonna be racist? Which admittedly definitely is due to my OCD, because I get a lot of intrusive thoughts up in this bitch. But still, I mean, it's fucking damaging me, dude. Like, I don't think people understand, oh, it shouldn't affect you, you're white. Well, growing up where race wasn't even a fucking thing, and taking this step is a big step. I mean, when I was young, my mom and dad didn't even tell me what race was. I literally learned it when I was like 8 at school. I just called people people. Like, that's all I called them. They weren't anything different. And they still aren't anything different. But people treat people as if they're different from each other because they're a different fucking color. That's like saying the pink frosted cupcake tastes different from the blue frosted cupcake. No, it fucking doesn't. It literally has the same frosting, it just has a different pigment to it. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. But there's another main argument that just annoys the shit out of me because I know for a fact it hasn't worked so far, but people are still advocating for it. And that is that saying the N-word more and more will take the meaning completely away from it. And I know Okus, or Shearsh, if you guys didn't know his actual name, hopefully I can say that. I'm pretty sure, I think everybody knows his name by now, but Shearsh or Okus made a video about the situation. He was kind of defending PewDiePie. I think it was a bit on the PewDiePie side, which is okay, because, I mean, opinions differ, but that, I forgot what the word was. I'll just display it in the background, but he said that this word, that single word, used to be a huge thing in India and used to upset a lot of people, but people kept on saying it a lot and then it lost its meaning. Yes, this could hypothetically work in America, but at the same time it hasn't been working so far. Haven't you noticed with the increase of people using the N-word, the increase of people using cracker, the increase of people using all those racial terms, that racial segregation has become the biggest it's become in about 20 years right now, from my experiences. We're back into like the 80s and 90s, where people just think about skin color whenever they run into somebody, because either A, they're actually racist, or B, they're afraid that something might come off as racist and the other person's gonna get really pissed. Because I've been told that I have privilege and that I should feel bad that I have privilege or whatever, which isn't really true considering that if you look back, yes, I have money, but bitch, my life story is dark. I have literally told people my story and they're like, holy shit, dude, what the fuck? Like, I've told people in third world countries my story and they say that they're really sorry, so I wouldn't say I'm necessarily privileged. In terms of money, since I'm middle class, I'm privileged. I mean, I'll admit that. But do you see how many African Americans are up there stacking up their fucking money, dude? It's insane. And that's really cool. And there are also, like, a lot of Mexican people, a lot of people from all kinds of races stacking up their money. Like, I think it's pretty equal there. But the thing is that it's getting a lot less equal. Anti-Semitism has been going on too, and especially with the PewDiePie thing, even though I know for a fact that was a joke, by the way, it still helped spark it. And I think he realized that, and that's why he ended it, and hopefully he'll do the same exact thing with this, because I would forgive him if he did that. It's just very scary to me that it just came off so naturally to him. So naturally. And with the iDub situation, I didn't agree with him saying it either. But I kept quiet because I thought everybody would just call me a snowflake, call me a retard, and say that it's just a word, that it shouldn't hurt me, that it shouldn't do anything. But the truth is, when you're not completely mentally stable, it fucks you up really hard. Like, even if you're not being directly insulted, it's bad. And I don't think a lot of people really understand that. They're just throwing insults at other people expecting no consequences. And about freedom of speech, which was another thing I really wanted to discuss. This is turning into a podcast, I'm sorry. That other podcast didn't do so well, so hopefully this doesn't go too bad. But, yes, consequences do fall under freedom of speech, unless you're physically harming somebody. So people have the right to quote-unquote censor you and tell you that you're wrong. My fucking stupid redneck uncle used the same exact thing to defend himself. It's freedom of speech! Hate speech is freedom of speech! Yes, it is freedom of speech, but I also can tell you to fuck off, and that's freedom of speech, isn't it now? Fucking wankstain. But honestly, this is just such a stupid issue. It's so stupid that PewDiePie even had that come out of his mouth. Like, I expected so much better from Felix than to say that. It's just disappointing. I'm more disappointed and just discouraged than anything, because I thought YouTube was a cool platform where everybody got to express themselves and, you know, people who had backwards, stupid ideas wouldn't get popular because other people didn't agree with them, and it was just wrong in general. But apparently I'm being deemed wrong, you know, according to the comments in various comment sections, saying the N-word without any shame, using it in a derogatory manner, describing somebody. Obviously I was wrong about America. Obviously I was wrong about YouTube. Because instead of moving forward, we've pulled backwards. Hopefully a car hits us head on when we still have the fucking chance. Because right now, the direction we're headed, America is completely fucked. And yes, I'm quite aware we have freedom here, and that might be part of the problem.